Hey everyone, welcome back to Top Epic Games. Today we're counting down 25 unmissable single-player masterpieces, each a self-contained adventure that will thrill, challenge, and inspire you. From globe-trotting archaeologists to shadowy samurai, these one-off gems push storytelling and gameplay to their limits. If you love deep solo journeys, make sure to subscribe, smash that like button, and leave a comment below with your all-time favorite single-player game. Starting us off at number 25, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle sweeps you into a globe-trotting odyssey straight out of a 30s serial. You embody Indy in 1937, prowling Vatican archives for hidden scrolls before scrambling up ice-choked Himalayan cliff faces. Machine Games nails the balance between stealth infiltrations, tiptoeing through torchlit crypts, silently dispatching Nazi sentries, and full-blown firefights, punctuated by whip-crack cinematic moments when Jones lashed across chasms or yanks hidden levers. Every tomb bristles with layered puzzles, align colossal candelabras, redirect subterranean waterways, piece together fractal glyphs. Each solved riddle spills open secret chambers filled with adventure points and collectible Allmaker relics. Spend those points on passive perks, stealth dodge, artifact insight, or extend your whip's reach for even bolder traversal. Troy Baker channels Harrison Ford's deadpan swagger via impeccable motion capture, while Gordie Howe breathes new life into John Williams' immortal themes with soaring orchestral swells. Dynamic weather paints cathedral courtyards in mist and snowstorms, and seamless streaming banishes loading screens between crypts and Himalayan bluffs. But don't let the relic hunting lull you into thinking this circle is complete. Winding in at number 24, Clair Obscur, Expedition 33 drenches you in Belle Epoque, mystery, and supernatural dread. You shepherd 4 volunteers, Gustave, Maëlle, Lune, and Ciel, through art-soaked salons, moonlit cathedrals, and frost-tipped ruins in 1903 France. Unreal Engine 5's oil painting textures and swirling fog make every corridor feel alive. Combat alternates between grid-based turns, burn ability points for precision gunfire, trap-triggered knockbacks, or elemental afflictions, and real-time bursts where timed parries and dodges can turn the tide. Gustave's mechanical whip grapple, Maëlle's light-bending scouting, Lune's reality-warping spells, and Ciel's brute force combine to charge a shared gradient gauge for mythic team assaults. Hidden among cryptic murals are alchemical tomes and fate fragments that reshape character abilities and unlock branching story paths. Lorien Testard's period-infused score stormed Billboard's classical charts, its haunting motifs echoing long after you set down the controller. With a Metacritic of 92 and over 3 million copies sold in its first month, Clair Obscur proves history and horror confused into something transcendent. But there's an even deeper dive into choice and consequence waiting just around the corner. Rolling into number 23, Baldur's Gate 3 slaps you with pure tabletop adrenaline in a sprawling Forgotten Realms sandbox. You forge a party of up to 5 companions: Astarion's vampiric charm, Shadowheart's divine secrets, Gale's arcane fury, Lae'zel's blade-forged devotion, Karlach's infernal rage, each with living, breathing arcs that warp the narrative. Combat runs in real time until you hit pause to orchestrate tear-shredding fireballs, flank enemy formations, or duck behind shattered pillars. Every sword swing, every persuasion check, every saving throw echoes true D&D 5e mechanics. Advantage, disadvantage yanks outcomes, long rests refill your resources, and critical failures keep you on the edge. Exploration brims with freedom. You can infiltrate the Gentarim's keep through a secret sewers network, parlay with Devil Spawn in the Underdark, or unleash heavenly justice from a high ground vantage. Larian's custom engine streams 30 square miles of dynamic weather and volumetric fog without a single loading screen. 9 camera cinematic sequences flesh out deep companion interactions, quips, betrayals, romances, turning each playthrough into a bespoke campaign. With a Metacritic hovering in the high 90s and Game Awards for Best RPG, this is as faithful a D&D adaptation as you'll ever see. Next up, we're dialing the brutality up by several centuries. Forging ahead at number 22, Doom, The Dark Ages scorches medieval lore into an unrelenting FPS inferno. You stride through plague-ravaged villages and crumbling gothic fortresses as the Doomslayer clad in rune-etched plate armor, wielding both classic shotguns and gleaming medieval gear. The shield saw's spinning blade hammers enemies at point-blank range, while the two-handed skull crusher shatters demon ranks in a single, earth-shaking swing. Earn soul runes from vanquished mini-bosses to summon a fire-breathing cyber dragon, raining molten fury down upon lesser fiends and turning narrow keeps into blazing hellscapes. When the battlefield demands heavy firepower, you can hop into the Atlan Mech exosuit for Hellforge cannon carnage. Overheating induces an adrenaline-fueled eject sequence that leaves you scrambling amid exploding metal. Environmental puzzles redirect lava flows through ancient aqueducts, align stained glass runes to unlock secret armories, reward brains alongside brawn, offering hidden upgrades for your arsenal. A creeping, gnawing plague miasma drapes the land in toxic dread, forcing you to clutch flickering torches or huddle within sacred warding circles just to keep your senses intact. ID Tech 8's real-time ray tracing paints rain-slick cobblestones and molten moats in hyper-real detail, while dynamic volumetric fog amplifies each heartbeat in the gloom. Add in asynchronous horde mode challenges with shifting weather effects and day-night cycles, and a robust modding toolkit that lets the community forge new demons and arenas. And Doom, The Dark Ages sustains its bloodlust long after the credits fall. Brace yourself, we're sliding from medieval hellscapes into a very different kind of rebellion. Charging in at number 21, Wolfenstein: The New Order resurrects single-player shooter glory with BJ Blazkowicz as a one-man resistance. You wake from a 14-year coma to find a Nazi-run dystopia and crawl through underwater U-boat labs, gleaming high-tech castles, and blood-soaked city ruins. Stealth takedowns with silenced SMGs sit side by side with all guns blazing rampages, while regenerating health segments force you to scavenge scarce medkits and ration your adrenaline. Collectible rune stones unlock turbo melee strikes, night vision flash blasts, and supercharged regeneration that can turn the tide of brutal firefights. Along the way, you'll forge alliances with fierce compatriots like the stalwart Fergus Reed and resourceful pilot Caroline Becker, each offering unique side missions that deepen the world's lore. Optional resistance caches hide secret messages and weapon blueprints, and branching dialogue moments give you a glimpse of Blazkowicz's haunted memories. With alternate endings shaped by your critical choices and a robust New Game Plus mode that carries over upgraded perks, Wolfenstein: The New Order stands as a landmark in narrative-driven FPS design. Hold tight, what's next bends genres and realities alike. Soaring to number 20, Elden Ring drenches you in boundless freedom and punishing souls combat across the lands between. Summon Torrent, your spectral steed, to gallop over Limgrave's rain-soaked fields, ascend the Giant's volcanic peaks, and swoop into boss lairs without a hint of loading screens. Each weapon and ash seal combination sparks new build strategies, from whip-fast katanas and spell-infused glaives to gravity-shattering hammers and flame-laced great bows, while crafting consumables like starlight shards or calling finger remedies adds another layer of tactical depth. Dynamic weather cycles drench vistas in torrential rain or scorch them under red sky sunsets, and volumetric fog cloaks ruinous staircases and hidden hollows where mysterious NPCs like the enigmatic Black Knife assassins and wandering merchant Rogier await. Summon co-op allies or invade rival Tarnished in seamless multiplayer duels, then retreat to Sites of Grace to reflect on your journey and reshuffle your skills. Miyazaki's labyrinthine world design rewards obsessive exploration, secret shrines, multi-stage NPC quest lines, and hidden challenge bosses lurk around every corner, ensuring that every new run feels as fresh as the first. But don't think the loop ends here. Next up, a loop of a very different kind. Tumbling in at number 19, Returnal traps you in a relentless time-looped rogue shooter on the alien world of Atropos. Every death flings you back to your crashed ship, but weapon fragments, artifacts, and cryptic story logs carry over, each discovery peeling back another layer of Celine's fractured psyche. You storm 5 ever-shifting biomes, towering fungal forests, bioluminescent caverns, and storm-lashed ruins, each procedural layout a brand new gauntlet while frenetic bullet hell gunplay demands flawless dodge roll timing. Over 40 modular weapons and artifacts tweak run-to-run builds, letting you craft everything from rapid-fire toxin injectors to gravity-bending shotguns, environmental anomalies, collapsing architecture that shifts mid-battle, sentient flora that fires piercing spores, force you to improvise on the fly, scattered haptic responsive audio logs and visceral boss encounters, like the mutating hexacoral cavern Leviathan, layer in a sense of dread as you piece together the fate of Atropos's lost explorers. Housemarque's community challenges, regular balance patches, and the brutal Tower of Sisyphus mode ensure Returnal's loop remains razor sharp and hauntingly compelling, long after you think you've broken the cycle. Ready for a stylish assassination? The next title rewrites shooter rules. Slipping onto number 18, Deathloop throws you onto Black Reef Island with a single directive: eliminate 8 visionaries before midnight, or die and start over. As Colt Vaughn, you zip across rooftops, teleport through residuum rifts, and wield modular firearms laden with slide-and-shoot attachments. Supernatural powers, time-slowing bubbles, teleport dashes let you choreograph lethal combos with ballet-like precision. Every loop imprints knowledge and residuum, but island patrols, loot locations, and target schedules shift unpredictably. Explore Black Reef's labyrinthine districts, from the sun-drenched canals to the Art Deco city center, uncovering environmental tales etched into its architecture and scattered journals that reveal past loopers' fates. Modular shards and runes let you customize Colt's arsenal, shift runs, Nexus telekinetic pulls, grab long-range throws, combining them into signature kill sequences that feel uniquely your own. Arcane Lion's Void engine leverages the PS5's SSD for blink instant map loads, while ray trace lighting bathes the island in noir-tinged drama. Dynamic audio cues guide you to hidden caches, and the mischievous radio DJ Harriet Morse delivers cryptic tips hinting at secret pathways and alternate escape routes. Each run feels fresh, driven by your growing mastery in Black Reef's restless temporal flux. We're bending time no less for our next pick, but in a very different narrative package. Warping to number 17, Quantum Break fuses cover shooter gunplay with live-action television episodes that shift based on your choices. You manipulate time, freeze enemies in mid-stride, rewind failed leaps, even dodge sniper rounds in slow motion, while Remedy's Northlight engine sends walls and props flying into realistic splinters. 5 15 to 20-minute live-action episodes, shaped by your junction point decisions, interweave seamlessly with in-game levels to blur the line between game and show. Sean Ashmore's Jack Joyce and Aidan Gillen's Paul Serene leap off the screen, their evolving rivalry driving a branching narrative that reacts to every pivotal moment. Beneath its cinematic veneer lies a finely tuned physics sandbox, time bubbles that ripple through environments, hidden chronon charges unlocking secret combat arenas, and optional side objectives that reveal crucial backstory. Petryalenko's haunting score swells as temporal anomalies twist familiar hallways into nightmarish labyrinths, while Remedy's meticulous motion capture breathes life into every gunfight and tense standoff. By weaving together inventive gameplay mechanics, rich world building, and broadcast quality storytelling, Quantum Break stands as one of the most ambitious genre blenders of its era. Next, step inside a building that never stays the same. Shattering in at number 16, Control plunges you into the Federal Bureau of Control's ever-mutable skyscraper, the oldest house. One moment you're crouching behind concrete debris, telekinetically hurling filing cabinets at hiss-infected agents. The next you're soaring through a broken ceiling, gravity forgotten as you chase down cryptic board directives. You command telekinesis, levitation, and the shape-shifting service weapon, flick between pistol, shotgun, and heavy forms mid-firefight, while the world warps around you. Corridors collapse, rooms rotate, and walls bleed neon residue under the hiss infestation. No two hallways look the same twice, and secret objects of power imbue your abilities with unpredictable new mechanics, turning every encounter into a sandbox of destruction. Narrative unfolds through minimalist voiceover dispatches and environmental logs, but the game's real story is in how the Bureau's architecture itself jeers at your understanding of reality. Photo mode captures gravity-defying leaps and mind-bending room rotations animations in striking detail, perfect for uncovering hidden symbols etched into the rubble. Fans have unearthed community-hosted puzzle hunts using in-game map fragments, and subtle crossovers nod to a shared universe alongside Remedy's other titles. With multiple Game of the Year nods and over 4 million units sold by late 2024, Control remains a masterclass in ambient storytelling and systemic combat in a setting that quite literally refuses to stay still. And if reality-bending bureaucracy isn't your style, our next world floats far above ground. Elevating us to number 15, BioShock Infinite whisks you skyward to Columbia, a floating city that blends turn-of-the-century Americana with steampunk marvels and unspeakable darkness. You strap into the Skyline rail system, letting momentum carry you above Zeppelin-filled skies before you ricochet into a firefight against Vox Populi rebels or Founders Enforcers. Unreal Engine 3's seamless tear mechanics let you rent open reality itself, reveal a shotgun in a derelict back alley hideaway, or snatch health packs mid-battle out of a parallel timeline. You pair conventional pistols and skyhooks with vigors, superpowers fueled by salt that let you hurl lightning strikes, conjure spider mines, or possess foes to sow chaos among enemy ranks. Elizabeth, your tethered companion, feels alive. She fetches ammo, tears open strategic portals, and quips with biting humor when you need a moment of levity. Ken Levine's narrative weaves themes of nationalism, free will, and the illusions we build around history, while expansions like Burial at Sea tie Infinite back to Rapture's submerged horrors. The complete edition bundles every extra moment, and speedrunners still chase sub-2-hour tears-only runs. With over 11 million copies sold by mid-2014, multiple Game of the Year awards, and a philosophical undercurrent that sparks endless fan debate, BioShock Infinite stands as a triumph of storytelling and inventive shooter design. But if tear-ripping reality isn't enough, sharpen your blade for plague-shadowed streets. Sliding in at number 14, Dishonored coats Dunwall's plague-blackened streets in supernatural glamour as Corvo Attano, royal bodyguard turned masked avenger. You blink across rooftops, possess rats to slip past guards, or slow time with bend time to turn the tide of tight palace battles. Arcane's use of Unreal Engine 3's light and shadow systems creates haunting tableaus, moonlit gargoyles, flickering lantern-lit alleys, where every corner hides either a spring trap or a hidden cache of bone charms. The Chaos system scars the city based on your kill count. Ruthless massacres twist walls into hideous forms and boom more guards onto your scent, while ghost-like non-lethal runs leave Dunwall's citizenry in curious tranquility. Every bone charm and rune forces choices. Boost your far-reach stealth or enhance devastating blood-curdling executions. Detailed level design lets you ghost through narrow chimneys or plunge down a massive elevator shaft into the heart of a slaughter banquet. Ready to trade supernatural stealth for demon-slaying ballet? Unleashing at number 13, Devil May Cry 5 erupts into a neon-soaked modern metropolis overrun by demonic forces. You juggle 3 devil hunters, Nero, Dante, and V, in a single campaign, each offering wildly divergent combat styles. Nero's robotic devil breakers pack explosive gadgetry that magnetize foes mid-air. Dante switches on a dime between rebellion slashes, ebony and ivory pistol flurries, and demonic gauntlet uppercuts. V summons spectral bests, Griffin's lightning arcs, Shadow's stabbing clones, Nightmare's colossal mauls, while keeping his fragile self at a distance. Capcom's RE engine bathes every crimson-splattered street and warped cathedral in razor-sharp detail. A style meter rewards inventive combos, chaining air juggles and devil breaker tech into SSS-tier performances that let you bask in glory at the end of each fight. Bloody Palace Survival Mode invites you back for wave upon wave of tougher, stranger demons. Classic devil breakers and weapon upgrade trees have veterans chattering about perfect builds. With 10 million units sold by late 2024, Devil May Cry 5 roared back to prominence, leaving slugger blood demons and sonic-skirted angelics dancing in red-drenched street lamps. Next, a puzzle masterpiece that bends space and logic. Popping up at number 12, Portal 2 cracks open the Aperture Science Labs for an even deeper dive into particle bending chaos. You're Chell, once more armed with a handheld portal device, but now you mix conversion gels, propulsion or repulsion, spray bright blue or orange goo, and use excursion funnels to surf energy lanes across yawning chasms. Light bridges cast translucent walkways over deadly fields. Aerial faith plates launch you skyward into yet another mind-bending set piece. Single-player chambers under GLaDOS's sardonic supervision flow seamlessly into cooperative puzzles where Atlas and Peabody must sync portals to reach impossible nodes. Valve's Source Engine powers pristine physics simulations, momentum conservation, realistic mass, and fluid reflections, so each cube drop and turret bounce feels tactile. A built-in level editor and Steam Workshop integration keep fan-made maps burbling out fresh puzzles years later. With over 4 million copies sold by 2015, Portal 2 remains a paragon of elegance in puzzle design and snappy lab-coated humor. But if you crave narrative twists in live-action form, buckle up. Descending to number 11, Alan Wake 2 spins you between two intertwined FBI and supernatural horror thrillers. As Saga Anderson, you piece together clues on a 3D Mind Place board, pin crime scene photos to theories, pulling red string across floating clues that reshape both your labyrinth of evidence and the dark town beyond. As Alan Wake, trapped inside his own nightmare, you scrawl chapters in a real-time writer's room, each typed word warping reality outside the text. Northlight Engine's ray-traced lighting drowns cabins in moody yellows and fissures reality into glitched corridors. Flashlight batteries drain and tension spikes. Focus your beam to stun ghostly shades, then pivot to firearms to end their uncanny advance. A dual protagonist structure lets you tackle either saga first, weaving back and forth until both narratives converge in a finale that sears your psyche. With over 2 million units sold by year's end and acclaim for its detective mechanics and chilling atmosphere, Alan Wake 2 cements Remedy's reputation for blending psychological horror with systemic gameplay. When your mind games end, you'll need more than bullets to survive our next quest. Blasting on to number 10, God of War Ragnarok reunites Kratos and Atreus under roaring Fimbulwinter skies. Leviathan Axe and Blades of Chaos return. Runic upgrades let you hurl frost-chilled edges or summon flaming bursts mid-flight. A brand new spear arcs through shield walls, pinning enemies like mythic trophies, while your shield metamorphoses into a parry and throw utility that staggers giants and banes your foes. Atreus grows from tag-along apprentice to a playable force. Unleash spectral arrow flurries, enchant environments, or slip into his perspective to scout realms ahead. 9 realms beckon, swerve across sleigh-run glaciers in Vanaheim, explore Forge glowing Svartalfheim for rune-forging secrets, or debate prophecy with island seers under sky-splitting auroras. Santa Monica Studios' enhanced engine splashes snowdrifts, dripping stalactites, and dynamic cloth physics onto Kratos' crimson-inked skin in lush cinematics. Emotional beats slam like Thor's hammer, father-son trust tested, old gods and new destinies clashing, while side quests, giant hunts, cider puzzles pad the main story with another 15 hours of mythic depth. With multiple Game of the Year honors and over 20 million units shipped by mid-2025, God of War Ragnarok cements its place as a saga for the ages. If mythic father-son sagas aren't your thing, suit up for mech-sized action in our next pick. Tectonic at number 9, Titanfall 2 fuses feral agility with hulking mech dominion. As Jack Cooper, you ghost run across urban outskirts, wall runs, double jumps, cloak bursts, before syncing with Titan BT-7274 in a seamless transition that feels nothing short of alchemy. The single-player campaign choreographs pilot mech team-ups in action block segments. Drop out of a Titan's cockpit mid-melee to guide your own grenade-laced railgun shot, then vault back inside for a finishing salvo. Along the way, environments shift from dusty frontier towns to labyrinthine space stations, each rendered with meticulous detail and punctuated by Stephen Barton's pulse-pounding score. Multiplayer arenas hum with vertical chaos, pilot loadouts tuned for speed or stealth, Titan classes ranging from nimble lancers to juggernaut ogres, and maps peppered with zip lines and anti-grav fields that reward razor-edge reflexes. Respawn's engine streams battlefield geometry without pop-in. Voice chat crackles as squads coordinate Titan falls and pilot flank runs. Add in challenge modes, time attack trials, and an ever-evolving roster of community-driven tournaments, and you've got a game that keeps pulling you back in. Beyond its technical feats, Titanfall 2 delivers an emotional core. The evolving bond between Jack and BT-7274 resonates through every explosive encounter, culminating in a finale that stays with you long after the credits roll. With tight gunplay, innovative level design, and an enduring community, Titanfall 2 endures as one of the smartest, slickest shooters of its generation. But if you'd rather wield a lightsaber than a pilot rifle, ignite your next adventure. Sweeping into number 8, Star Wars Jedi Survivor expands Cal Kestis' lone heroics into a sprawling saga of resistance, redemption, and raw lightsaber ferocity. Unreal Engine 4 dresses every world. Lush Kashaic swamps, rust-dusted Tanalorr trenches, in next-gen fidelity, from sunbeams dancing on broth trees to metallic grime caking ancient ruins. Combat flows seamlessly between fast attack stances and deliberate power swings, letting you chain force pull grenade volleys into mid-air aerial combos. New force abilities, Wave knocks back brutes, Pull yanks stormtroopers into hazards, and Surge grants a speed burst that carves trails of blue ember, reshape battles into cosmic spectacles. Side missions push you to repair fallen droids, liberate hidden holocrons, and infiltrate Imperial research outposts, each offering unique lore insights and rewards. BD1 upgrades not only grant new traversal tools like magnetic grappling and environmental scanning, but also let you customize your droid's holographic panels for extra flair in every skirmish. Memorable companion moments, from Marin's cryptic visions to Night Sister lore dropped by Zim, deepen the narrative and lend emotional weight to each planetary escape. With enriched exploration, deeper skill trees, and an emotional throughline that honors Fallen Order's roots, Jedi Survivor cements Cal's journey as one of Star Wars' most compelling Force tales, one that promises to resonate long after your saber's cool. Leave the Force behind next. Monster slaying awaits in the 7th spot. Carving out number 7, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt immerses you in Geralt of Rivia's rugged path through a war-ravaged northern kingdoms. Reed Engine 3 breathes life into 5 massive regions, from mist-shrouded Velen marshes to the wind-whipped Skellige Isles, each brimming with handcrafted side quests, monster contracts, and political intrigues. Every choice ripples through the world. Siding with one noble faction can ignite another's rebellion. Sparing a vampire may unleash darker horrors later. Combat mixes precise swordplay, alchemical bombs, and devastating signs, fire arcs, spectral shields, swirling winds, demanding you exploit monster weaknesses or terrain features. Hearts of Stone's Deal with the Devil noir tale and Blood and Wine's sun-drenched Tucson add over 30 hours of new maps, characters, and threats that feel as epic as the base game. Gwent minigames, robust crafting, and mutation systems, plus a thriving mod scene, keep fans returning to hunt griffins, swan composers, and spectral fiends long after the main story's close. With over 50 million copies sold by 2023 and dozens of Game of the Year awards, Wild Hunt remains a towering achievement in open-world storytelling. If swords and sorcery aren't enough, jack into the neon grids of our next selection. Pixel Perfect at number 6, Cyberpunk 2077 throws you into Night City's neon heartbeat as V, a mercenary carving their own legend. Reed Engine 4 pours rain-lashed streets, neon-lit high-rises, and rusted industrial zones into hyper-real clarity, while ray-traced reflections shimmer on street puddles under flickering holo ads. You mod V's body with optical camo, reflex boosters, and smart bullets. Execute cyberware quick hacks that fry turrets mid-salvo, override security cams, or corral gunmen into explosive bottlenecks. Branching narratives, ranging from corrupt corpo intrigues and shady braindance heists to robo-gang turf wars, unfurl across 6 distinct districts, plus Dogtown and Phantom Liberty. But every choice resonates no matter how you play. Side gigs push you to rescue kidnapped synths in nightmarish warehouses, investigate haunted mansions where spectral code glitches blur reality, or rip limbs from cyber beasts in underground fight pits. Deep in the Badlands, nomad caravans offer unique rewards for trusting the right clans. Gig posters scattered citywide lead you to hidden side stories, help a lonely vending AI find its creator, or unravel the dark past of a renegade netrunner. Despite a rocky launch, Cyberpunk 2077 sold over 30 million copies by late 2024, and its ongoing performance patches, keyboard and mouse support enhancements, and hints at a new multiplayer mode ensure Night City's neon glow will pulse for years to come. Next, brace for relentless horror reborn in over-the-shoulder terror. Remaking fearfully at number 5, Resident Evil 4 Remake resurrects Leon S. Kennedy's rural nightmare in harrowing over-the-shoulder detail. The once familiar Spanish hamlets now heave with ganado villagers, smash through windows, leer through barricades, charge pitchforks a lot. Sadler's Castle Labyrinth reconfigures itself into fresh corridors. His boss fight rebalanced into a tense dance of parrying chainsaws and timed heel-click shots. Capcom's RE engine bathes bell towers and flooded cellars in brooding volumetric fog and real-time ray tracing. Inventory management becomes strategic Tetris. Juggle herbs, ammo, and keys in expanded slots to pry open the Cerberus gate. VR2 support immerses you in recoil and heartbeat haptics. DualSense adds gritty feedback that syncs with each door creak. New cutscenes deepen Ada Wong's agenda. Claire's cameo reshapes narrative context, and speedrunners still chase sub-90-minute, no upgradable weapons runs. With over 9 million copies shifted by late 2024 and a best-selling kit of a remake crown, this iteration of RE4 stands as both reverent tribute and modern horror tour de force. Our descent into darkness continues in part 3 with the final 4 sagas. Riding high at number 4, Red Dead Redemption 2 saddles you up as Arthur Morgan, an outlaw teetering between loyalty to the Vanderlinde gang and an aging code of honor. Rockstar's Rage engine paints an immense 1899 America. Snow-choked peaks gleam under sunrise, while the swamps of Lemoyne brood under oppressive humidity. Every hoofbeat echoes across plains littered with bison herds, and dynamic weather can turn a planned bank job into a midnight mudslog. Arthur's daily survival binds you to meticulous mechanics. Feed, groom, and bond with your horse. Maintain your weapons, cook meals that boost health or stamina, and manage hygiene to stave off infections. Honor shapes the world. Rescuing a stranded widow can turn a local sheriff sympathetic, while robbing stagecoaches erodes trust in every saloon. Cinematic story missions, like the snowbound train rescue or a drunken confrontation in Valentine, use motion capture to deliver raw, human moments that crackle with emotion. Though major updates wrapped in mid-2022, smaller expansions and community events keep the frontier alive. With over 70 million copies shipped by 2024 and an opening weekend gross of $725 million, Red Dead Redemption 2 stands as a towering achievement in narrative depth, systemic simulation, and open-world scale. But from epic frontier sagas to globe-trotting treasure hunts, our number 3 is a final adventure for one last hero. Embarking at number 3, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End drags Nathan Drake from comfortable retirement into a final globe-trotting heist with his long-lost brother Sam. Naughty Dog's proprietary engine bathes each scene, from Madagascar's mist-shrouded coasts to the restored pirate colony of Libertalia, in cinematic polish. Sunlit foliage dances in the breeze, torchlight flickers against mossy ruins, and water droplets cling to Drake's stubbled jaw. Traversal blends parkour, vehicle chases, and stealthy grapples, surge across collapsing rail bridges, scramble up muddy incline cliffs, and sneak through mercenary camps under the cover of night. Gunplay is tight and nuanced. Cover-based shotguns, overhand grenades, and hook-shank takedowns keep tension taut, while dynamic dialogue prompts let you snark with Sully, share quiet moments with Elena, or exchange barbs with Sam that crack through the danger. Beneath its blockbuster sheen lies an attention to detail that rewards curiosity. Hidden journal entries reveal Drake's inner doubts. Environmental Easter eggs nod to earlier expeditions, and subtle sound cues, from the distant creak of a swinging chandelier to the whisper of shifting sands, immerse you in each locale. Photo mode unleashes a built-in toolkit, depth of field, lens flares, color tints, to capture every heart-stopping vista or clandestine moment. By 2024, nearly 19 million players had joined Drake's final adventure, cementing Uncharted 4 as the gold standard for narrative-driven action and the emotional crescendo of a gaming legend. And if high seas heists and cliffhanger escapes aren't enough, steel yourself for a journey into humanity's darkest moments. Bleeding Edge at number 2, The Last of Us plunges you into a post-pandemic United States where fungal infestation has shredded civilization. As Joel, you navigate crumbling suburbs and vine-choked highways, scavenging scraps for crafting Molotov cocktails, shivs, and health kits. Ellie's AI presence transforms every firefight. She quietly snares distracted clickers, tosses you makeshift ammo, and offers the kind of wry, heartfelt banter that deepens your bond in the bleakest moments. Naughty Dog's engine delivers heart-wrenching performance capture. Joel's haunted gaze, Ellie's tremor of fear, and Marlene's resolute command transcend pixels. Environmental storytelling weaves through abandoned billboards, overgrown malls, and tribal fire pits. No exposition needed to feel the world's collapse. Stealth takedowns blend fluid animations and reactive AI. Hold your breath in tall grass, slit a guard's throat, and slip away with barely a rustle. Underneath it all, Gustavo Santaolala's mournful score swells at just the right moments, and the immersive sound design, from distant clicker clicks to the crunch of broken glass, keeps you on edge. Scattered around the world are hidden artifacts, torn family photos, crumpled letters, and collectible board game pieces that unlock side dialogues and secret introspections into Joel and Ellie's pasts. On PS5, haptic feedback brings every clicker screech and brick-smashing charge to your fingertips, while photo mode lets you compose shots of nature reclaiming skyscrapers in hauntingly beautiful detail. With over 20 Game of the Year awards and a TV adaptation renewal, The Last of Us remains an unforgettable masterclass in emotional survival horror storytelling. But if you long for sunrise over cherry blossoms rather than dusk under fungus, our top pick awaits. Zenith at number 1, Ghost of Tsushima casts you as Jin Sakai, a samurai trapped between the Bushido Code and desperate ghost tactics during the 1274 Mongol invasion of Tsushima Island. Sucker Punch's custom engine conjures windswept meadows, golden bamboo forests, and snow-blanketed peaks with painterly reverence. A guiding wind replaces intrusive waypoints, letting you tune into nature's whispers as wind-blown leaves map your journey. Combat fuses samurai precision with lethal stealth. Parry incoming katana, strikes down to the millisecond, then unleash a deadly counter thrust. Ghost tools, smoke bombs, kunai, sticky bombs let you thin ranks under moonlit rooftops. Honorable duels with Mongol champions feel like dance. Blocks echo, steel chimes, and a single misstep can end the fight. Open world activities weave into Jin's arc. Liberate occupied farms, rescue stricken villagers, duel high-ranking commanders, and craft armor upgrades that reflect your chosen path. Legends multiplayer extends Jin's tale into 4-player cooperative raids against mythic yokai, clashing with demon spiders and oni warlords in stylized supernatural skirmishes. It stands as an artistic triumph that marries visceral combat, soulful storytelling, and a living, breathing world that beckons exploration and reflection in equal measure. And that wraps up our epic odyssey through 25 unmissable single-player masterpieces you simply can't miss. Whether you're cracking whips in ancient tombs, warping reality with time power, or channeling samurai spirit with every katana slash, these standalone adventures prove there's a world waiting at every turn. Which of these classics have you conquered? Share your favorites in the comments, smash that like button if you love the journey, and be sure to subscribe for more top epic games countdowns. Until next time, keep pressing start, and may your solo quests never end.